Good evening. I will be speaking about the current exhibition at the Richmond Art Gallery. It's called Landed by Turkish artist Ezra Ersin. She is a mid-career artist currently working and living between Berlin and Istanbul. Her work is primarily video and photographic based and explores social behavior and its underlying determinants. In other words, why do people behave the way they do? In these early images, you'll see a project of hers titled, I am Turkish, I am honest, I am diligent. It was first developed for a school in Germany, then repeated in Korea, and then in Austria. The title derives from the patriotic oath that was recited weekly in Turkish schools. Ersin invited students in the different countries to participate in what resembles a social experiment. In each version, the children wear the traditional Turkish uniform for a week and write about their experience. The uniform is a black garment with starch white collar. The girls wear dresses, and the boys wear uniform shirts with their own trousers. In comparing the reactions of the children from the different countries, Ersin felt that the Korean students accepted the uniform more readily because the Korean educational regime was more closely aligned to that of Turkey's. Her interest in this project is in looking at the uniform as a mechanism of control, a strategy for forming identity. Ersin's personal experience comes from growing up in what she felt was a state-enforced disciplinary regime whose aim was to produce an obedient, loyal, and united citizenry. We see how a uniform carries symbolic weight. We see its messaging daily in the domains of the military, in the workplace, or the sports arena. The reactions from the children vary. We see girls twirling around, happy with the skirts that billow out as they spin. Others are tugging at the collar, and some write, I feel like a princess. Others comment, I don't want to get the uniform dirty. I feel special. I feel like a gentleman. I feel like a Turkish student. I ask myself how Turkish students are educated. I'm already used to the uniform. Other students make fun of me, but they don't know how it feels. And yet another student writes, I don't feel so good. In the Austrian version, the children take a field trip into the city. Ezra recounts an incident that took place during the filming. A Turkish man living as an immigrant in Austria comes and is moved almost to tears. Ersin explains, all the inferiority that comes with immigration was in a way amended by the sight of those Austrian kids in Turkish uniforms. And here we have the installation in the gallery. I hope you come back to see it. Ersin had read a newspaper article about a community of individuals in Istanbul who had never left their community in 30 years and had never seen the Bosporus Sea. For Ersin, this was astounding. How could anyone living in Istanbul not to have been to the Bosporus Sea? Intrigued, she finds the community and invites them on a bus trip to the sea. And this is their community. The documentary-style narrative involves no dialogue, but reveals a complexity of socioeconomic, cultural, and political issues and conditions. We see the community they live in, the apartment buildings, the murals that oddly have nothing to do with their lives, laundry hanging in the windows. We see people going about their business. Ersin filmed the video during the election time, and in the video, which is not apparent here, we see political banners everywhere. From the names and pictures, if we could speak Turkish, we would see the political demarcations of neighborhoods through the images of the candidates that are competing for votes. In the video, we see the bus hired by Ersin picking up the passengers going on the trip. They are mostly women and children and some male relatives. The bus travels through various neighborhoods as it makes its way to the center of the city and to the sea. Ersin explains, it was the trip through the other neighborhoods that most interested the passengers, even more than arriving to the sea. You can see from their faces that they are intent and quietly taking in the various scenes. While images of the bus trip continue, I'll say a few words about Ersin's working method. Dialogue is critical and integral to her work. She creates situations, invites individuals to participate, and then steps back. This allows the participant to react honestly and genuinely without her direction or influence. She will often spend up to 6 months working with a group to develop a relationship and to gain their trust. In the last 10 years, Ersin has spent a lot of time outside of Turkey working in various countries. She became acutely aware of the challenges and often obstacles of being an outsider. Issues of identity, alienation became personal. It also gave her the opportunity to view Turkey from the outside. Her work is the result of a long-time observation of changes shaped by the migration of people. Her work explores the question, what factors bind or divide communities? Coming back to Passengers, the exhibition is titled Landed because it has several meanings that seem appropriate to the work. There is the term landed immigrant that is used in Canada for those who immigrate and become permanent residents. There is also the expression, you have landed. It refers to an accomplishment. It also refers to the passengers of the bus arriving to the Bosporus Sea. In considering passengers on this metaphorical trip to the sea, I wondered, did they feel they had arrived? Or is it my view of them thinking they are glad they had arrived? Thank you.